One Tree Hill is one of the most beloved teen dramas of all time, but there are plenty of storylines in the series that haven't aged well at all. While some characters, plots, and quotes from the series have had real staying power, other aspects of the series have definitely not stood the test of time. Let's take a walk down memory lane and see which scenes from One Tree Hill didn't age well. What's One Tree Hill about? One Tree Hill was a hugely popular teen drama series that aired on the WB and then the CW from 2003 until 2012. The series follows a group of teens and their families in a small town in North Carolina and focuses on the struggles and challenges that young adults face as they go through high school and beyond together as a core group of friends. The series is well known for its warmth, but it also has a reputation for having some bizarre plot lines. The three main actors from the series have just launched a podcast called Drama Queens, in which they don't shy away from sharing the truths about what went on behind the scenes with their toxic employer and the storylines on the program that simply have not aged well in today's culture. Their supervisor, Mark Schwann, had a toxic and aggressive relationship not only with his writing team, but also with many of the ladies working on set. In addition to that, he was in charge of the stories and wrote a significant portion of the episodes for the series. It goes without saying that some of the things he wrote turned out to be extremely embarrassing at a later date. Let's take a trip down memory lane and revisit some of the episodes of One Tree Hill to discover which ones haven't held up very well over the years. When Cooper slept with Rachel. The character of Rachel, played by Danielle Harris, lied about her age to Nathan's attractive uncle Cooper and started dating and sleeping with him. Later, Cooper learns that Rachel is 17 and a high school student, courtesy to Brooke Davis, who's played by Sophia Bush. She removes her shirt and seduces him after he calls her bluff. Sadly, despite knowing that she's just 17, Cooper sleeps with her once more. Should have happened differently in this scene. After discovering Rachel's true age, Cooper knew better than to sleep with her. If you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, don't hesitate to give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and ring that notification bell to ensure that you don't miss any more of our most recent uploads. When the dog ate Dan's heart. Okay, so to begin with, this sequence was never terrific. Dan Scott, the show's antagonist, required a heart transplant, but the organ was devoured by a dog as it was being carried to the hospital. Yes, this indeed happened on the show, which is pretty absurd in retrospect, wouldn't you think? When Peyton was slipped a date rape drug. Peyton wound up in the bedroom of a man who gave her a date rape drug in season 1 when Brooke and Peyton attended a college party. By smashing down the door and rescuing Peyton, Lucas was able to save the day. They should have reported the man to the police, but instead, they chose not to do so. Furthermore, Peyton would have been traumatized by what had occurred and appeared to resume normal life afterwards. The male writers of the show, who were unaware of what it was like for women to be in that kind of scenario, including Schwann, were blamed by the drama queens, Rachel being validated by Mouth. It's well known that Schwann most closely identified with the Mouth character on the program, who was brilliantly portrayed by Lee Norris, and that Schwann also harbored an obsession with Harris, who played Rachel. In a season 3 episode, Mouth informs Rachel that she could have been even more perfect without all of her plastic surgery and weight loss. He focused his entire speech on the importance of her liking herself over his love for her, which he claimed would have made her feel acknowledged. The drama queens claimed that this was Schwann's unsettling method of meddling in Harris's life. The race car episode. A few characters from season 2 were introduced in an episode that largely took place at a racetrack and which we had never seen before and would never see again. According to the drama queens, the episode was intended to act as a type of backdoor pilot for a new series that never materialized, which is why it seemed so out of place and unneeded. When Taylor and Nathan danced on a bar. Drama Queens' female cast members detested the scene in which Nathan ended up in a pub that Taylor, Haley's sister, just so happened to be working at while on a road trip. The sequence lasted much longer than it should have, since Taylor persuaded Nathan to dance at the bar with a group of girls. The scenario comes out as pretty disgusting and was written from a male perspective, and it's obvious that they took the idea from the film Coyote Ugly. Jimmy Edwards' reason for shooting up the high school. They portrayed Jimmy Edwards as a young person who had been tormented and pushed aside, and that was his justification for obtaining a firearm and shooting up the school. We now know that the kids who were bullied are not the ones who shot up schools because we have data on school shootings. This incident just made loners appear worse in schools and increased the likelihood that they would be classified as freaks. Mark Schwann casting himself on the show. Schwann decided to play Peter Wentz's manager in Season 3 so that he could call Peyton, played by Hilary Burton, on the program. Additionally, Burton experienced sexual harassment from Schwann, and in later seasons, he even forced himself into her scenes. Watching those scenes, now that viewers are aware of Schwann's actual nature, is a little unsettling.